What's up, guys? This is TableTopVibes, and today we're here to talk about Fury of the Elements. It is not a TCG, but it is kind of like a card grid battler where you get to have a 60-card deck, your power deck, and you have a bunch of elements. Shocker. I know you didn't see that coming, but it's called Fury of the Elements. Steven?
Yeah, so just like in a lot of things that use elemental imagery, you're going to have earth, fire, water, and wind. Earth, wind, and fire.
And water.
Do you remember?
I know, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Right. So you've got a kind of a battle grid that's 5 by 5, and you are going to be alternating putting out cards from your power deck in an attempt to ultimately win the game by getting the most points.
Right. There's actually two ways you can play: most points or most cards of yours on the grid. Other awesome aspect is there's a beginner mode where the grid is smaller, and then you can kind of like work up to the 5 by 5. But if you play a decent amount of card games and or games, I say just go for the 5 by 5.
Go for it.
It's a blast.
Yeah. So on each of the cards that you're going to be putting out from the power deck, you're going to have a value on that card of anywhere between 1 and 4. That card, depending on where you put it in the grid, is going to either attack if the arrow on that card is pointed towards an opponent's card that it can attack. Then you will attack that and you'll score based on the higher value on his card versus your card.
Yeah.
So for example, if I put down a 3 and I have it pointed towards his 2, and it is the right combination of elements.
Right, because there is an elemental card that has the hierarchy of elements.
Yeah, so for instance, if you have a fire card and you put down it next to an earth card, well, the fire is going to beat the earth.
Stronger.
However, if there's a clash where if you attack one element versus something that is kind of across on the little hierarchy, so in this case, earth versus water, then
clash happens.
Yeah, the clash happens and things get reversed.
Right, which is kind of like a really cool aspect of the game. So essentially when the clash happens, the elemental hierarchy reverses onto the reverse side of the elemental card, which then now they all go in the other direction, which is pretty cool. Each card has arrows pointing in different directions. When you attack and you beat your opponent either by elemental power or by strength power, you capture that card that goes into your capture area, which essentially is how many points at the end of the game, all the cards in your capture area. Fun fact, you cannot capture your own card.
The game ends when the whole board is full. Now, there are things that remove cards from the board. For instance, capturing an opponent's card is going to remove the card from the board.
Right.
The cards might be replaced by triggering the void.
The void.
So the void gets triggered when there are 3 of any of the same type of element in a row, whether that is vertically or horizontally. Yeah.
The void is pretty cool. So there's a deck and it has all the cards between the entire grid. And so you shuffle that up. And then when, like Steven was saying, elements in the same row or grid, 3, 4, or 5, every single time you put it down there. And it doesn't have to be your own card. Steven can play, I can play, Steven plays, and then the void comes out. You flip it, A4, whatever's an A4, gone.
The void just
it corrupts it. And so it's kind of a really cool aspect where you kind of trying to like mess with your opponent because, hey, if you can alter board state. But the kicker is you don't know where that's going to go. It could eat your own card.
Yeah.
It could eat Steven's cards.
Really backfire on you.
Yeah, I mean, it backfired on me pretty good.
Yeah.
I was just like, because I was trying to trigger it just to see how much chaos I can sue in the game. I lost.
Yeah, by a lot.
By a lot.
What you can be working towards to give yourself extra bonus points at the end of the game is you have a Titan, if you're playing the Titan version of the game, that if you capture a certain number of your opponent's elements, then as determined by your card, then you can unleash the power of that Titan, which can give you either the ability to eliminate one of the void cards and put your Titan out in its place.
Right, which could then prolong the game, helping you get more cards out on the field.
Or you can add that to your capture deck, and it'll score you 5 points at the end of the game.
And every single Titan is different. It has like a reverse element side, which then has a cool ability, like your wind guys can't be targeted by earth or whatever it is. And so they have dice, and you're kind of just ticking how many you're capturing. So like when we played, I had to capture 3 earth cards and 1 fire card. But this dude, so another aspect of this game, when you clash, there's a clash spell deck. And you get to the card is flipped up on the top of the deck, and everybody knows what it is. And you're kind of clashing, battling for that spell card. You have 2 spell slots that you can hold, and so this guy gets a spell that essentially does not allow me, while the spell is in his tableau, in his slot, to remove fire cards from the game board. And he scores a point for anybody's fire card on the table.
Yeah, which he needed fire cards in order to power up his Titans.
Yeah,
so.
which you can chuck your Titan and get rid of it, and then so essentially you always have 4 Titans. 1 you pick, and you can do a drafting thing. Honestly, you can do it however you want.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 kind of like unknown Titans that are in the reserve. And then you can try to get a new Titan. So he stopped me on getting my Titan. I tried to get the next Titan out, and it was just too late. I was already done. So
yeah, too much void out there.
Yeah, but there's all these different elements
Hey!
to the game, and it creates this really fun aspect of your clashing strategy. The cool part about this game, since it's not a TCG and there's not boosters and things like that are coming out where you have to spend money to get power in other TCGs and card games like that, this game you get all the things that you need to play and have a good time. You just need to use your brain.
Yeah, and the playing field is level for everybody. You could be a super experienced player.
Right, yeah.
It could be your very first time. It's a level playing field. Like Adam said before, those decks are mirrored, so it's the exact same amount of 4 versus 3 versus 2 versus 1 ratio in your decks.
Yeah, and you can play kind of tournament style, best out of 3. Someone who wins, then kind of add up things like that for fun, different aspect. And again, it all comes down to playing the void, playing spells. Different spells come out each game. There is one shard at the bottom of the deck. It's purple. It pretty much means if everyone's going crazy for spells and it depletes, that's the end game trigger then.
Yeah.
That guy shuts it down. But there's all these different ways to make points, to alter the board state with your mirrored decks. There's strategy where you can place, because you can essentially place wherever you want on the board when there's nobody there, obviously.
And it plays really quick, so you could play several rounds, like Adam said. You could do a whole tournament style.
Right, multiple games.
It's not going to take you super long.
To learn
really
and to
nice.
play.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of fun because then you just want to try out different Titans. You want to try out different strategies. More void, less void.
Less void in your
less
case,
void,
probably.
yeah, for sure, for me. But then there's a really cool aspect. There might be, and we don't know this 100% yet, there might be a 4-player version of the game. There might be some promo card stuff. There might be some promo mats. We are going to be showing off the ultimate mat. One mat does come in the box, which is really cool. That way you can have, it's not going to have all the card placement areas, but it will have the grid that you play on, which is very helpful. So there's a lot of cool elements that you get of this game. And then the other awesome aspect as well is we did an interview with the designer and publisher of the game, Mark. It's a blast. You should check it out. And we also did a playthrough, Steven vs. I. Go check it out because you can see who won. We're not going to name any names, but it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. So subscribe, and comment on this video what your favorite element is.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with lightning. It's not in this game, but I already talked to the publisher about this, and I can say this. So mine is lightning. I've always wanted to possess lightning.
All right. Well, mine is fire.
Yeah, let's go. So comment below what your favorite element is or what you embody. This has been Fury of the Elements. Thanks for watching. We'll check you next time.